If you're tired of vocals with the wrong AutoTune settings, you're in the right place. I'm Jordxn. I beta test AutoTune plugins for a lot of companies, right? I worked in studios with some of your favorite artists, all that, tapped in with some of your favorite mixing engineers, and I got a lot of videos on how to use AutoTune. So if you're new here, that's who I am. And all I need for you right now is to like the video and stick with me to the end. It don't matter what plugin you got, Wavetune, Real-Time, X-Pitch, Metatune, it doesn't matter. The wrong key in the scale will f your vocals every single time. A lot of people DM me, email me, and they show me like what their settings look like, and it's wrong a lot of times, right? They'll be like, this is just like, they never set the scale. Like a lot of people will leave their scale in chromatic. They'll be like, I hear it only after when I play it. That's because it's in chromatic. You need to make sure it's in the correct scale. All right. And the key reflects the beat. All right. Every beat has a relative major and minor depending on the beat. So for example, this beat is E minor. Okay. Right? If we go over here to the circle of fifths, you need to understand how important this is. E minor is the same as G major in a sense, right? So if E minor didn't sound good, we could use the relative major. Every minor has a major, every major has a minor. That's where a lot of people go wrong, is in this section right here, whether it's Wavetune, Real-Time, Metatune, X-Pitch, Crispy Tuner. This is where a lot of people go wrong. So make sure you get the key in the scale correct, because that is your foundation. And if the foundation is wrong, you're gonna f your vocals. A lot of people are not gonna want to hear this, but it's the truth. Copying the retune speed settings and the humanized settings, those could be your vocals. Let me explain. Retune speed, regardless if it's Pro, Wavetune, Real-Time, Access, whatever. I'm using Access. But the retune speed and the humanize, stop trying to copy these settings. A lot of people will say, hey, they'll try to copy settings, right? Your singing ability might not be as good as somebody else's to use medium or use the slow speed, right? Or you might want that robotic, glitchy Atlanta sound, but you're using medium, right? And to get that Travis Scott-ish sound, you're gonna have to go to fast or zero, closer to zero, right? Sometimes the humanize might be throwing you off because humanize just makes it sound more human in a sense, but you're still gonna get that tune effect depending on the speed setting. So copying other people's settings could be your vocals because you're looking for something that somebody else has because you think that's going to give you the sound, and it's not going to give you the sound because the sound is based on your singing ability. So, or your desired effect, all right? Because if you're thinking like copying settings is going to get you what you want, you're your vocals, right? Like you're doing that yourself, right? You can't blame the YouTube video, the plugin. It's pretty much on you at that point, because this isn't objective, right? There's no perfect AutoTune settings for every single person. So you got to figure out what works for you. When it comes to this one, it's going to be a little bit different because this is a technique that only the brave should do, right? Or the people that's creatively set in their ways should do. I wouldn't recommend this for everyone, because if you do this, you could run the risk of fucking your vocals. When we look at it, I have a print track here, okay? Just like the UAD console, whatever, you can put it, you can print it on there. Chris Brown records this way, TZO does it. A lot of people do this, but this is kind of like the dark side. Like, we're on the dark side, like we do the stuff a certain way that most people wouldn't do. So that's why I say only the brave. So yeah, printing, because once I print the AutoTune, let's say like this right here, like I got the vocal, I'm recording. So let's watch it. Let me show you what I mean. All right, if I print, let me show you what I mean. Yeah. Whoa. So just something quick, right? So when I play that back, right? Yeah. See, ain't nothing on there. Whoa. So So understanding that once we print, we can't change it. So the only negative side to this is if you mess up and you don't realize you messed up, you can't really go back in and change it. You would have to re-record it. That's why I say only for the brave, only for the people that's gonna record until they get it right. Because if you're thinking you can record it, print it, and then go back and fix it, you're fucking your vocals. And I don't want you to do that because that's gonna cause you a headache. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be like, I hate this method. But it's like you can print everything but the auto tune, but only print if you're the brave, right? If you're embracing the dark side, the shadow self of the auto tune community, that's what we do. We print, I print, that's what we do. But this could be setting yourself up to fuck your vocals, honestly. But you have to understand, like, you make your bed, you have to lay in it. So if you're printing a tune, you have to be sure that's what you want. The biggest auto tune setting that fucks your vocals is you. I know it might sound crazy, but just hear me out. Your voice is unique. Your voice is gonna respond. Listen, your voice is unique. All right, so your settings have to be tailored to your voice, but the settings aren't enough. Your performance is everything. If you don't perform right, it's not gonna work. If you're recording with the wrong key, the wrong scale, the settings are gonna fuck your vocals. You're gonna feel bad. You're gonna be on YouTube trying to figure out why your plugin doesn't work or why your settings don't sound a certain way. Because you, like this, like auto tune is for you, your voice, tuning your voice, your singing ability, or whatever desired effect that you want from the auto tune. It's not nobody else's fault. It's you. Auto tune is personal, right? You, the microphone, the beat that you selected, you need to find a key to scale to the beat, then match that with the auto tune. Then figure out how to hear your auto tune, right? Monitor with it so you can hear it, because people that don't hear themselves record with the auto tune, they fuck their vocals. Like, they have to end up doing way more to their vocals than they need to. They would, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, stop fucking your vocals, honestly speaking. Like, stop doing that, because you're the biggest factor. Like, the plugin only works as good as you work. All right, that's just where it's at. Unless you have an engineer, they can do everything perfectly, but even if you don't perform correctly, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can have the best settings, right? The best settings in the world, but if your perform listen, you can have the best settings in the world, but if your performance is not good, the tune is not gonna be good. And guess what? Congratulations. Listen, and congratulations, you just fucked your vocals. And I don't want you to do that.